ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करम् शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणी निरतम् करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयम् देवम् सद्गुरुम् ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ तदेतत् सत्यम् मन्त्रेषु कर्माणि कवयो यान्यपश्यन्
Hariom Vidya. After I complete introduction, just Bhadram Karanibi is done. Hariom to all. So we are doing the Mundakopanishad, which has 3 chapters and each chapter has 2 sections. The sections are called as Khand. So we have completed the first section of the first chapter. So what are the topics covered in the first section, first chapter? Shaunakji, who is a Mahashala, asks one pertinent question. What is that by knowing which I will know everything? This is the main question of this Upanishad. In response to that, Angirasji mentions there are 2 kinds of knowledges. Aparavidya, Paravidya. Lower knowledge, higher knowledge. What is lower knowledge? Lower knowledge is all that knowledge of the world, in the world, which can be known by the 5 senses, can be grasped by the mind, through which we can earn money, create scientific inventions, all the knowledge what we know of physics, chemistry, biology, finance, artificial intelligence, etc. So all this is lower knowledge. So what is Paravidya? Paravidya is higher knowledge. Knowledge of the imperishable is the higher knowledge. So indirectly what he is indicating is that Aparavidya is knowledge of perishable and Paravidya is knowledge of the imperishable. So why it is lower and higher? Because Aparavidya, the lower knowledge, cannot remove my self-ignorance. Who am I? Second reason, Aparavidya cannot give me total fulfillment of and in life. There will be always some lack. And the third reason, by knowing one branch of Aparavidya, I will not know everything, which is your question. So these are the 3 reasons why this is a lower knowledge. So what is Paravidya? Paravidya is knowledge of the imperishable. So the next topic taken was 12 Lakshanas were given of the imperishable. 6 negative, 6 positive. That this knowledge is beyond senses, beyond organs of actions, beyond the mind, beyond grasping, beyond intellect. It is eternal, all-pervading, omniscient. And the last point what he mentions, which creates interest in Shaunakji, is Yad Bhuta Yonim Paripashyanti Dhiraha. This is the source of everything. Now this is the indirect answer already given to Shaunakji, that by knowing the source, you can know the Everything what has come out of the source. By knowing the cause, you can know the effect. By knowing the gold, you can know all the ornaments. By knowing the water, you can know all ocean bubble froth. By knowing the clay, one can know all the pots what are made up of. So how this universe came from the imperishable? Three analogies were given, which we saw. That how from sentient insentient can come, from insentient sentient can come, and how the this universe is abhinna nimitta upadana karana. That word, those who are writing must note it down. That here the cause and effect are same. There is no bhinna. There is no difference. And then the sequence was taken, or the order was taken from the imperishable to the karma phala, amrutam. That was a sequence taken, how this universe came into existence. So this was the section number 1. Section number 2, now we have to listen carefully what is there in section number 2. Section number 2 is about aparavidya. Section number 2 is about what all possible things I can get by aparavidya, and then the defects of this aparavidya are mentioned. But we have to also learn how our Upanishads actually, tell Shaunakji. Shaunakji is Mahashala. Shaunakji has studied aparavidya. Shaunakji is a successful, happy person in day-to-day life. He has got everything what a person would, whom we call a successful person in this world. So, Angirasji starts with a very interesting word in the second section, Tadeta Satyam. This is truth given in the Vedas. I am not saying that you are absolutely wrong. Tadeta Satyam. What is the Satyam? What is given? That this Apara Vidya, whatever you can get, it is with the karma. Karma is the main area through which one can acquire, become successful, happy in this particular world. What is the result of that? Abhyudaya. So result of aparavidya is given as abhyudaya. Material prosperity, scientific invention, enjoyment, whatever normally in this world, what we would consider as, like many people, when somebody passes away, we say, no, he has lived his life. He has lived his life in the sense he has dealt only with aparavidya. In aparavidya, he would have lived, but then he is saying, no, that is not the end goal of a person. Yeah, he lived his life. He went to school, went to college. Then I was in earning, then I married, then 2 children, then grandchildren, house, foreign travel, at least 25, 30 countries he saw. And that way he had 2 cars and bungalow, and he lived his life. But this all would come in the aparavidya. Now here is indicating to Shaunakji, who is a Mahashala, who has achieved everything, that there is something more to accomplish as a human being. And that is Paravidya. So in this second section, what all things are there which are possible by Aparavidya is the topic. This introduction is important because the example taken here is not our day-to-day example. Second point to be noted is that when we learn these scriptures are there thousands and lakhs of years before. Like for example, Vedic period is before Ramayana, before Ram's avatar also. So the examples would be taken of that period. So when we are learning, we have to remember 2 words, Siddhanta and Drishtanta. Siddhanta is the main principle, essence, conclusion, hypothesis, and Drishtanta means example. Sometimes when we read examples which we cannot relate now in the 21st century, then we might feel it is very complex and complicated. Actually, it is not, because the example taken here in the second section is, and in most Upanishads, is about the Agnihotra, fire ritual, which was even known to small children during that time in the Vedic period. Because every day, twice they used to do Agnihotra, fire ritual, that today, even a junior KG, senior KG child can play with mobile phone and watch cartoon and also send WhatsApp. But suppose actually a person who has never seen mobile phone, if you have to tell him that, if you send one something type here and then it goes to another country, it can go world over anywhere. How is it possible? No, no, suppose you just take some money from the bank and then, type something on the laptop, and that money will reach into any part of the world. Somebody thousands of years back would say it is impossible. What are you saying? I think most of you would remember, who are listening. This introduction is important because this example would appear to be somewhat different to us, that why this has been taken. Like we all would know that first time when cricket match was displayed live, the entire world was watching. How something happening in some other country we can watch here. So the example taken here is of Agnihotra fire and various aspects of that fire, and we also have to imagine and empathize with this kind of example, because they were not having electricity. All the time they used to be with the fire, and they used to do this ritual even if it is dark. So their observations about the fire was huge. So if you see, all Vedic language would be revolving around fire as an element. So with this introduction, we will listen to the 7 mantras we are going to cover today. And the example taken is Agnihotra ritual. And the main point what has been given in these 7 mantras is that all these rituals will give results, happiness, success here, and also Swarga and different lokas. But there are a lot of complexities in doing these rituals. If you miss one point, if you miss the timing, if you miss one point, then you will not get the result. And then the defects are given, that how this is lower and why one should study now, focus on the Paravidya, because what this will give is temporary and this will not give us total fulfillment. So this is told to Shaunakji to create Vairagya in his mind about the Aparavidya, and he has studied all this Aparavidya and is successful with that. So to do that, this second section is dedicated. Yes, Vidya. 1 to 7.
तदेतत् सत्यम् मन्त्रेषु कर्माणि कवयो यान्यपश्यन् तानि त्रेतायाम् बहुधा सन्ततानि तान्याचरथ नियतं सत्यकामाः एष वः पन्थाः सुकृतस्य लोके यदा लेलायते ह्यर्चिः समिद्धे हव्यवाहने तदाज्यभागावन्तरेण आहुतिः प्रतिपादयेत् यस्याग्निहोत्रमदर्शमपौर्णमासम् अचातुर्मास्यामनाग्रयणमतिथिवर्जितं च अहुतमवैश्वदेवमविधिनाहुतम् आसप्तमांस्तस्य लोकान् हिनस्ति काली कराली च मनोजवा च सुलोहिताया च सधूम्रवर्णा स्फुलिङ्गिनी विश्वरुची च देवी लेलायमाना इति सप्तजिह्वाः एतेषु यश्चरते भ्राजमानेषु यथा कालं चाहुतयो ह्याददायन् तं नयन्त्येताः सूर्यस्य रश्मयः यत्र देवानां पतिरेकोऽधिवासः एह्येहीति तमाहुतयः सुवर्चसः सूर्यस्य रश्मिभिर्यजमानं वहन्ति प्रियां वाचमभिवदन्त्योऽर्चयन्त्यः एष वः पुण्यः सुकृतो ब्रह्मलोकः प्लवाह्येते अदृढा यज्ञरूपाः अष्टादशोक्तमवरं येषु कर्म एतत् श्रेयो ये अभिनन्दन्ति मूढाः जरामृत्युं ते पुनरेवापि
Beautiful, very nice. So last, in the first mantra, we saw that Angiraj is telling that Tadita Satyam, this is Satya. What is Satya? That if you have desires, three vasanas, three desires, main desires in Shastra are called Lokeshna, Vitteshna, Putreshna. Last time we saw that. Then you follow this karma path given in the Vedic scriptures. Because that way the you will have noble goal and you will have noble means, because the means what you will follow will be as per the Shastra. And then you will get results here and hereafter. And the results will be what? Abhyudaya. And suppose you follow Paravidya, then it will be Nishreyas. So here now, this Agnihotra example is taken to prove the point what was mentioned in the last verse, that suppose you want to be happy here and you want to go to Swarga and then you want to go to Brahmaloka, then you want to go and enjoy more and more, then there are various rituals here are mentioned in the Vedas. If you do it, then you will get it. But the difficulties in that are listed down one by one in different mantras. So what is the first mantra says that when the fire is well lit, you have to put the oblations, the ahuti, samidha between the two flames. So the ghee, Om Suryaya Namaha, then we put that ghee. And that ghee has to be falling in that particular area itself. If it falls here and there, then the results will not be possible. Point number one. Now you have to list down. Huh? What has been mentioned? Now, suppose you want to do this Agnihotra ritual, then it has to fulfill certain parameters. Main word into this is that hinasti. Why? Suppose you don't fulfill or don't do it, then there will be loss. What is the definition of loss? Efforts of actions are there, but no fruits. Like many people say, so much work I did, but I didn't get promotion. So much effort. In marriage, so much time I gave, I gave so much sacrifice, but ultimately I'm not happy, So many sacrifices I did. As a married person, I did so many sacrifices. So here sacrifices are mentioned. Na? If man's Agnihotra sacrifice is not accomplished by Darsha, Purnamasa sacrifice, autonomal sacrifice, this sacrifice, that sacrifice, but then I am not getting the fruit, and the fruit is so very small that it is not worth the sacrifice. And here what has been mentioned, one will not get 7 lokas, field of experiences, if I even miss one point. Now we have to carefully see why this has been mentioned here. So what is the main principle here in our day-to-day life? Keeping aside the example, any result is a product of a process. Any result you take, anything, right from making chapati to aeroplane to any machine or computer, there has to be a process followed. So for any action to give result, there is dependency on following factors. Anything what you do, even if you want to make a cup of tea, there also a process has to be followed. Many people say that no, I don't like tea with with milk, and then you put tea powder in the milk and then boil it. Tea powder has to be put in the water, then boiled for some time and then taken out. Then milk is to be boiled and then it has to be put, and then there is sugar to be put, and how much sugar, how much milk, how much tea. And if you miss one point, the tea becomes different, which I don't like, don't get the result. So here let us take tea example. I am going to take dum biryani example. because dum biryani normally is not very easy to make. And that's the reason there is a research shown that during the new year, when they found out that maximum orders across India were of dum biryani, maximum orders on Swiggy and Zomato. Why? Because when we go to hotel, we normally don't order things which we can make easily at home, because it requires a process. It will take at least an hour or two to make dum biryani properly if we want to make. First of all, you have to get that, banana leaf, and then that pot, and then it has to be filled with the right elements, and then there has to be layers of, vegetables, gravy inside, otherwise it will become khichdi is very easy, so nobody orders khichdi in the hotel. Bum biryani is very difficult. So what are the elements, what are the factors? Timing has to be proper. Do's and don'ts: you have to use only basmati chawal. If you use some other chawal, brown rice, for biryani, it is not going to work. Then it will have a way to make. There is a way to make. Suppose you ask any person that how bisibela bhat, no, no, bisibela bhat is to be made like this. There is a way to make it. Then the bisibela bhat made in Kerala is different. Then in South India is Chennai is different. In Punjab it is different. So because the way is different, obligations are there. Proper arrangement has to be made. Character, competence has to be there. Then we get the result. Whether it is an office, whether it is in family, whether it is in job, whether it is in cooking, whether it is in any field in Aparavidya. If not done, we don't get the right result. So in this mantra, this example is taken of Agnihotra. Now we can take any example of dum biryani to making filter coffee to tea, and then apply and see. And that's the reason people don't like even filter coffee at any other place, because the method is different, the timing is different, the boiling temperature is different. So I will not get the right result. So very, very important how many things are there. And that's the reason at the end of the journey, people are not so happy when they retire, or they complete. There is still that lack and incompleteness, because they realize that the efforts are so many, the sacrifices are so many, and what I got at the end of the journey, bottom line, in any company there is a bottom line, is not worth the kind of efforts and sacrifices I did for this. So in this mantra, what all things are mentioned? 5 sacrifices are given. On no moon day, Darsha, you have to do some sacrifices. On full moon day, you have to do some sacrifices, some rituals. Then on Chaturmasa, 4 months, you have to stay at one place and do follow some rituals. Then when the first fruit comes, then it has to be offered. Then regular offering to birds and animals. Then we have to treat the guest to satisfaction. Now this is the most difficult thing, because any guest, a tithi means what? A tithi means one who doesn't give any tithi and comes, doesn't call up. Nowadays in foreign countries, you have to take appointment, and then 5 o'clock, and if you come at 5:30, there is a problem. Tithi means any time any person can walk in, and the person must be satisfied after going back. And if we are not pleasantly welcoming that person and not making what that person wants, then there is this ritual, this Agnihotra will not give results. And that's the reason we see even in Mahabharata, how that Draupadi got, tensed when one Rishi walked up with his Shishyas and she had to cook. And there's only when Lord Krishna came to help. So offering oblation at right time, rightly following scriptural injunctions, then I will get the result. So many things has to be. Out of this, so many things, if one thing is not done properly or not done or avoided or forgotten, I will not get the result. So what is the conclusion? Give up desire prompted karmas. Why? Because karma is the main entity here for doing the yajna in Aparavidya. In Paravidya, what is the main entity? Jnanam, knowledge. Just by knowledge, the result will be accomplished. Om Brahmavit apnoti param. The knower of Brahman attains supreme, not the doer of Brahman. Here, everything I have to do. The effort is huge and gain is temporary, not worth it. He is telling us. Shaunak ji. So now how he is convincing, we have to see. Then the next is we have to only see as a poetry, you know. Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Sudhumra Varna. These are all names of the flames because they were watching them. Now we don't watch, we only watch the gas. In gas, there is only one blue light comes and then some flame comes. There is hardly any flame. So Kali means black, Karali means terrific. You can take this as a name of, as Swamiji mentioned, not very interesting, but some new names for girl child. Manojava, the swiftness in the thought. Sulohita, that is a very nice name, the very red. Then Sudharma, what is that? Sudhumravarna, of the color of bright smoke, purple color. Spulingini, that is a very nice name. The scintillating, the luminous, Viswaruchi, the all gleaming, glittering, all forms, all these seven flickering forms of seven tongues of the fire. What is the essence of this verse? Ahuti to be offered in the right flame. So when there will be mantra, okay, now you take the ahuti, Om Manojava Swaha, so it has to fall in that Manojava flame only. It cannot go in Sudhumra Varna. Then the whole Agnihotra gone, no result. And Agni is equal to mouth. So Agni is the mouth of the Devatas through which Devatas have the offerings. So when we offer there, it reaches that particular Devata and that Devata is happy and that Devata will take that offering to the right place because sometimes when we do this Shraddha, we wonder whether it is really reaching the Pitrulok to my father, mother who are not there. It definitely reaches because Agni is the main courier job. Courier service is the basic job of Agni. A person who performs the sacrifices when these flames are shining and offers oblations, these oblations reach the sun rays and then sun rays take them to the Indra Devata. So when we put those offering in the fire, that fire will lead to sun rays and the sun rays will lead to the Indra Devata who is the sovereign gods. And then Indra Devata will give us the fruit because what were these yajnas done for rain, for progeny, for getting children, for power, for fame, for money. So Indra Devata is the boss, he is the giver of all these things. So Gurudev also explains this in a different way. He says that this karma, what we do when we do this Agnihotra or any ritual, these are called karma done by the senses and organs of actions. The sun is the karma phala which comes out, and this karma phala are the impressions left on the mind because Indra Devata is the lord of the mind. So that is one interpretation. Whichever we want, we can take. And then once the karma phala is received, as Swamiji explained it so beautifully, Ehe Hiti means as we go enter the aeroplane and how we are welcomed by the air hostess, please come, come, come. Now suppose you go into economy class, then welcoming will be less, but sometimes you must try the business class. There is a business class and then there is one air hostess appointed for only you. The moment you come, water, tea, fruits, whatever you want, everything is given. So Eti means come, come, come. The luminous oblations say to the sacrifice, come here, come here. I am so happy that you have come and then lead them to the Swargalok. And this is what you deserve, whichever lok you deserve. So Devas welcome with pleasant words, smile, worship and seva. So this is our learning. Huh? You might say, I don't know, I'm not interested in going in Swarga because now I want moksha. But then what is the learning from here? That our words must be pleasant. Whoever we meet, we must welcome them, greet them. Otherwise, we must not keep looking in the mobile phone and start talking to them because that is disrespecting them. Right now, suppose you are listening to this and still looking into mobile phone and looking into messages, there is disrespecting this knowledge. And with a smile, this is so difficult for many people, especially for spiritual sadhaks who think they are Brahman. Smiling becomes very difficult because I think I'm Brahman only, Nirvikar, Nirvishesh, Nirguna. Worship and seva, these are the ways the devas welcome and take them to the heaven. Actually, suppose we describe here what is heaven, then we will give up the moksha desire. Heaven is very beautiful. There is no age. Everybody is 25-year-old. As Swamiji mentioned, when we go there, Urvashi will come, take tea. Then Menaka will come, okay, this is lunch. Then this Ramba will come, and then there will be dance, music. Everybody is 25 years. No hospital, no school, no college, no studies, only bhoga, only enjoyment. I have to just wish. And it happens, and these are all there in all scriptures. Heaven is mentioned in all religions. So we have to really, before discarding everything, people still wonder, is there really heaven? All religions have mentioned heaven. Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. What is the conclusion of this? Punya karma is the ticket to happiness here and hereafter. Very important. If I want to live here happily, I must focus on punya karma. I must ask every day after getting up, what is the punya karma I am doing today? Because our most of the time goes into kamya karma, desire prompted actions. And punya karma has two aspects, rituals and service to others. Now, right now, we are not doing rituals, but then what is the ritual? What we can take? Whatever ritual we are doing, that is a duty, right? From taking bath to cooking to doing the job to business to family, it must be done as puja, as a ritual. And then service to other. This is the ticket. And this is very, very important because these works. Because we have to collect punya. Those who are interested in moksha, they do all the duties for chitta shuddhi. Fire is the courier service becoming sun rays and lead to higher Brahma lokas. Here it is mentioned Brahma loka means Swarga. Practice. What is a practice we can learn from here? Do your 5 duties joyously. Speak pleasantly. Treat others as you like to be treated by others for chitta shuddhi. Suppose you are not interested in punya. Punya is required for aparavidya. Chitta shuddhi required for paravidya. What are the 5 debts? We are born with these 5 debts. Pitru Runa. Every day we must remember our parents. Do seva of parents. Bhuta Runa. All these elements which are there. Nature. Devaruna. We must do and offer something to the devas. What after puja and we take naivedya. Rishi Runa. That is Guru. When this knowledge is coming through all this Guru Parampara. So we should offer something to the Guru and the Rishi Parampara. And Manushya Runa, because all the people who are there around me, neighbors, relatives, whoever are there, society, I must always think what I can give to them. That's the reason in that pledge, what Gurudev has given, contribute more and take less, consume less, give more. So what are the karma phala downfalls now? These were the challenges given. So plava means raft, but frail indeed are those rafts. Not very strong. This raft of karma, aparavidya, is not very strong. Why? Because upon whom rests the inferior work, therefore they are destructible. Fools who rejoice in them as the highest good fall victim again and again to old age and death. And that's the reason there are 84 lakhs lives going on, one life after another life. After this life is over, another birth, then another school, then another college, and another wife, another husband, another set of children, another grandchildren, again gone, again old age, death, then another school, another birth, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So this is what has been described here. Those who believe that seeking happiness here and going to Swarga is highest, they are ignorant because they have boarded this raft. But this raft is frail, it is weak, it is destructible. So, plava, karma raft, this raft is of karma because all this is possible through karma, is not foolproof. It is not sturdy, it is not safe. Why? Because it is subject to disintegration. It can drown me because it can create attachments. while enjoying, while having bhoga in this world, Bhagavan says you enjoy, have bhoga, but then you will get attached to this. And there is no escape from decay, old age, death. Here, what has been mentioned, that this raft requires 18 people to row. Who are these 18 people? 16 priests plus Yajman's wife. In Taittiriya Upanishad, we had seen this 16 means 4 of each Vedic priest will be sitting. First, the Rig Vedic 4 priests will say something, then the same will be sung by the Samaveda, then Atharva Veda will tell the details what is to be done, and Yajurveda and Atharva Veda will monitor whether everything is going on. That's how they used to do the yajna with Yajman and Yajman's wife. So all rituals are karma born, and karma basically is the offshoot or effect of self-ignorance. How? Because self-ignorance leads to karta bhava, karta bhava leads to kama, kama leads to karma, karma leads to karma phala leads to karma bandhana. So Adi Shankaracharya is using this term in many Upanishads in Bhashya, which we should write down. Avidya, Kama, Karma. These 3 words we must write down. This is the bondage. This is the self-ignorance bondage. What is the cycle of ignorance? I just mentioned that I am body, mind, intellect, I am Karta. When the moment I say I am Karta, there will be Kama, desire. Where there is Kama, there will be Karma. Where there is no Kama, there is no Karma. Where there is no Praptavyam, there is no Kartavyam. अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदायिने, in Akhanda Mandalakaram we say, then karma phala will come, and then this karma phala will create karma bandhan. Important. Rituals plus do good, be good philosophy is not foolproof for knowing Paravidya. Because many people who have not studied Upanishad and Gita, they say, why to study Gita? Why to study Upanishad? Why to study scriptures? Just do good. Be a good person. Do your duty. That is enough. But that is all will come into Aparavidya. Because do good, be good will create punya, and then I will go to another world, and after that world I will straight away come back. And it has been mentioned that after coming back from Swarga, I can get any yoni. Because once the credit card is over, suddenly you are thrown out. The person is enjoying, having food, gulab jam, rasgulla, and suddenly my credit is over. That gulab jam will be left half only, and then suddenly I will be found I am in another yoni. Example, what is being given here. Suppose one person says, I love aeroplane. One person was traveling from Mumbai to New York, sat in the aeroplane. He said, I love aeroplane only. So he went and told pilot that I don't want to get out of the aeroplane because I love aeroplane. So aeroplane cannot keep you rotating and not get you down. Now this example looks very gross, but this is what we have gone into an aeroplane called as Earth, which is moving 1100 miles per hour. And we say, no, this is my Earth, this is my place. This is not yours. The aeroplane will throw you out. Pilots and this air hostess will, we want to go home. You cannot stay here. So when this Earth is rotating, this is what do you call, people go in Dubai to have in rotating restaurant. This is a rotating restaurant, that is a very beautiful resort restaurant called as Earth, which is moving 1100 miles per hour. We must know that there is a time to come here, time to exit. However, the resort and journey is beautiful. You cannot think it's ultimate. We have to go back home. So that's the reason in Chinmaya Mission we say, hurry home. We have to go home. This is not my home. We are only guests here. And the moment we forget, there is a problem. Now we have to listen carefully. This is Guruji's topic. Many people think that I did my duty. I am a good person, but why am I suffering? Why I got all these challenges? Why this kind of disease? I am a good person. What did I do wrong? So there is a topic which Guruji has taken. You can listen to his YouTube video called as Why Good People Suffer. Because I don't understand this. Because then Bhagavan says, okay, you're not understanding this. You are thinking that this resort called as Earth is yours. Then I will give you some suffering. Then you will have vairagya. So finally, karma path will give dukkha. Incompleteness will remain. Mirage cannot quench thirst. So this karma raft will take us down. Plava yete adruda. It is not a druda raft. What is a druda raft? Prasthana Trayi. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Prasthana. We can sit on it and go to the imperishable. So why good people suffer? Who is a good person? We must be clear. Because many people think, especially those who are listening and in spiritual only, think that I am a good person only. What is the standard of goodness? Parameter, प्रमाण क्या है? प्रमाण विचार जिन्होंने किया, प्रमाण क्या है goodness का? Goodness is defined as one who follows dharma, does not take path of compromise and convenience, one who is selfless, returns goodness and sees oneness everywhere. Suppose we see this, I say, no, I don't fall in this. So this person, good person, doesn't suffer because he sees goodness everywhere. So those who listen to Upanishad, one question should disappear today, that why God you are doing this to me? God says, I am doing this to you because you are now thinking Aparavidya is ultimate. Till I give you some sorrow, dukkha, suffering, you will not create vairagya about it. So who are the fools? Now this is very interesting. This verse, it has been said, is there in many Upanishads, Kathopanishad and other Upanishads also. That there are certain fools who think they are very intelligent. That is the main problem. If a fool thinks that I am a fool, it is okay. But if a fool thinks that I am the most intelligent person, then there is a problem. So what is this blindness? Self-ignorance. I am body, mind, intellect and world will give me happiness. This is called as a person who is self-ignorant, who is a fool, who is a blind. And one blind person leads many blind people. But these people are very intelligent. They have got degrees, PhDs, they have got, all these palaces and cars, and they think they are very intelligent because they have been very successful. Such people ask, why should I learn scriptures? I am rich, I am successful, I am famous, I am having power. I know everything about this world, Aparavidya. I am not unhappy. Okay, sometimes, this happens, that happens, but I am that way happy. If you ask people, how are you? Yeah, that way I'm happy. But suppose I take away your this house, no. I take away your family, no. I take away your, no, this. So without that, I'm unhappy. So my happiness is based on fear. Dependency is there. I have no problems right now. But they will never get total fulfillment. It says, Swayam Dhira Pandita Manyamana. They will suffer decay, old age, death. Why? Because finite cannot give infinite. That one sentence I must write down. That is the core of Aparavidya. So what is Aparavidya? Abhyudaya deals with enhancing standard of living according to Gurudev's word. It will give temporary results. Whereas what is Paravidya? Nishresa deals with enhancing standard of life, completeness in itself, and total fulfillment of in life. Aparavidya will not create that completeness. That's the reason, in spite of having, I must be aware that I always feel something lacking, not fully complete. So what is the reason for criticizing Aparavidya till now? To create Vairagya. What is the definition of Vairagya? Less significance to the world, less psychological dependence. This is not physical dependence. I will require food. I will require shelter. I will require certain things. I will require a body, mind, but I am not psychologically dependent on it. So there is a difference between psychological dependence and physical dependence, because when people read this, oh, do you mean to say from today you will not eat food? Why don't you give up your house and go and stay in jungle? So this is extreme case, not understanding what is the meaning of Vairagya. Vairagya means with or without you are happy. Vairagya means I've already understood what is the imperishable, and compared to that, this is insignificant. Suppose you offer a monkey a bowl of peanuts and bowl of diamonds, the monkey will go for peanuts because it doesn't understand the value of diamonds. But now when a spiritual sadhak like Shaunakji listens that this is Paravidya compared to that Aparavidya is not so significant, the seeker in him. We will see in the next couple of verses the Satyakami. This word I have to write down. Satyakami is the seeker of Aparavidya. How that Satyakami becomes the Upasak. Upasak is the seeker of Paravidya. Where in the further verses it is called as Brahmana. Because this Brahmana word has many meanings. So why this has been mentioned here in this section? Two reasons. To create that Vairagya towards the Aparavidya, towards the world, and to glorify Paravidya, because further sections Upanishad deals with the Paravidya. So till here Swamiji has taken. Next Sunday there is no class, as there is no Sunday class, as we are all going to Vibhuti for Guruji's birthday. There are 900 people who have already registered to celebrate. So next Monday, there will be no Upanishad class because we are going with Swamiji and reflecting on it. Whatever number of verses Swamiji covers, we cover here. Swamiji, Swami Advayananji. And the course what we are attending is Vedanta Vijnana course, where every Sunday Swamiji takes the session on Mundakopanishad from 10:30 to 11:30. So next Monday, our class also will not be there. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.